Corona was on 11th of January 2020. And you won't believe, actually, no one paid attention to it. And we, being a part of microbiology, a very small group of scientists, we deal with the subject which we cannot see from our eyes, right? That is our challenge, right? We always, like a microbiologist means we are the biologists, we deal with the things which we cannot see from our eyes. We always have to use a microscope in our lab, and our whole life is all about we see the things under microscope. So we identify this potential. As you know, there's a lot of new audience over here. So just give a very quick wrap up here. Many people have a lot of different opinions about this current corona pandemic. There's so many views, so many opinions, and actually the media is overloaded with information. If you would agree with me, there's so much information coming to you, left, right, and center. And suddenly what happened, at this moment, everyone became an expert, right? So this is the thing, when everyone become expert, that's where the problem become worse. That is a very, very fundamental logic we have to understand, right? So today, if you say today, right, you see the global statistics today. What happened in US, what happened in Russia, what happened in Brazil, India, and now what is happening in Hong Kong and other places like that. This is very important to see. What is happening with most of the people, they are only observing the data and the statistics in the city they live, okay? And they are not very much aware about what is happening around the world. The word we use, pandemic, it means is a global collective impact. So if something happening in any other part of the world, definitely it has an impact on you. Doesn't matter wherever you are living, right? So it's like from microscale to the macro scale. Since then, we have predicted and we made certain rule as a microbiologist. Like if you talk to a microbiologist around the world, they're not deviated from day one till today. Because this all about corona is the theory of microbiology. We can't see them. So how I explain to people? I explain to people in this way. When you have a heart problem, you don't go and see a neurosurgeon or neurologist, right? Or when you have a bone problem, you don't see a cardiologist. So in medical science, every field has an expert. So if you have a heart problem, you will go and see a cardiologist. If you have a neurological problem, you will see the neurologist. You have a bone problem, you will see orthopedics. If you have a gynec problem, you will see gynecologist. So every doctor, the doctor is a very generic word, right? So right now, these are the two things everyone has to understand, that a lot of information came from doctors without knowing that doctors' specialty is what? Is a doctor expert in microbiology? Is a microbiologist talking to you? Is a lung expert talking to you? Or it is a doctor of any other discipline? This is first thing. Second thing, a lot of information coming to you from the administrative authorities, like some of the senior officials of the government of various countries, some of the senior official of certain kind of organizations. They are officials, right? So that's what the logic has to put, why we are so much in trouble. This is the end of July. The whole world is struggling for last 6-7 months. We could have ended or we could have controlled it very easily within 3 to 4 months, but we failed. So first, let's establish why we failed, right? So this is the thing, that this is the subject of microbiology, repeating again. But the microbiologists are not in a forefront. All other people are in the forefront who doesn't understand this disease, right? That's what happened. Because it is a disease, it is true. But more than a disease, what is happening? We are talking about how it is infecting one person to the another person before it is converting into a disease. So in my past seminars, I always said, I gave the example like this. Say example of HIV. Okay, HIV is the virus which caused disease AIDS. So HIV inside in your body doesn't mean you have AIDS. HIV over the time period can convert into AIDS and cannot convert as well. So same here, the virus is SARS-CoV-2. It's a virus. And we can get infected with SARS-CoV-2. But doesn't mean that we can develop a disease, COVID-19. COVID-19 is a disease and SARS-CoV-2 is the virus. So many people around the world are infected with the virus, and these infected people are known today, common terms which you are hearing in media called asymptomatic patient. Now imagine for a moment, like it's a wrong interpretation. When someone do not develop a disease symptom, why we call them patient? Patient means the person has a disease symptom already. So they are not diseased. They are infected, means the SARS-CoV-2 virus has gone inside in their body. And it is staying inside their body, but they are not able to create a disease which called COVID-19. But then these people, yes, they are carrier. When they are moving in the society, the person is coming in contact with these people directly, indirectly. If they have the weak immune system or they have a pre-disease condition and so many other things, they are getting it from asymptomatic people. And because of their health condition and lack of immunity or low immunity, they are developing COVID. So not everyone is developing COVID. So in this whole world, you have to understand the numbers you see on you see on the screen as a statistics. These are the number of the people who have a SARS-CoV-2 virus infection. It is not a patient who developed the COVID disease. So that's where I think like the first misunderstanding in this whole world is this one, that the number of infected person versus number of people who have this disease. Maybe it is only 1/10 of the people who have this disease, COVID-19. So that's the thing. So now because the microbiologists are not speaking to you, the doctors and the administrations are not able to explain to you that what is the difference between the virus and the disease. Okay. So first comfort thing is you have to understand there's a virus and there's a disease. So today's topic, indoor air quality and invisible enemies. Why I use the word enemies? Because right now, wherever you are sitting, you're surrounded by millions of bacteria, viruses, algae, fungi, like all the microbes. But you can't see them. Okay, you can't see them. Because you don't see them, you think it's perfectly all right. So there are many of them. So we divide into 3 categories. The one category one is called harmless category. There's a lot of bacteria, viruses around you right now. They don't harm you. Okay, they have no effect on your body. Second category is friendly one. If there is something you all heard about the gut bacteria, the bacteria in our gut, which is like a friendly bacteria which help to support the digestion, right? So that's the second thing. So like that, there are a lot of bacteria around us. You will be surprised to know that many of the things which even you don't know, they're helping you to increase your skin immunity, right? They are able to increase the immunity of your mouth area, able to increase the immunity of your cornea in the eye, because these are all exposed to the outer atmosphere where these invisible bacteria and viruses are interacting with you every minute and every second. Now, what happened, like indoor air quality, why I'm using this particular term, it do not exist in our dictionary. Okay, like how many of you really bother on daily basis indoor air quality? We use a very much interior decoration. If the house is looking beautiful, the nice curtain, nice sofas, and everything looks beautiful, we say perfectly all right. But we don't know how many bacteria and viruses are living with us. So today, I'm going to share something very, very interesting in a very short. And just to show you, this is the book, if everyone can read this, okay? This is a very interesting title. It's called Endangered Brain, okay? That's what everyone has to pay attention. It's a big science going on in our field, that we are surrounded by so many bacteria, viruses inside in our house or in our workplace, including some gases, odor. So these are the three things. One is microbes. So commonly, let's talk collectively, it's microbes. Second is gases, and third is odor. These three things having a very serious impact on our health. And one of the serious impact is on our brain. How many of you heard dirty dozen? Have you heard about dirty dozen? These are the 12 chemicals, okay? Google, please Google dirty dozen. And then you will suddenly come to know, wow, there's so many stuff you should not have around you. So one is the keyword today is the dirty dozen. The second keyword is sick building syndrome, okay? So sick building syndrome, there's so many buildings, those are sick. We call it sick building syndrome. And then like many of you sometime like smell or different kind of odor which come from your refrigerator, come from your air con, which is basically a ammonia based pungent smell. It's not like a rotten egg kind of a smell. It's not very good kind of things, right? The another part is like when you go to your kitchen and when you touch the kitchen wall, you get a lot of greasy stuff on the kitchen wall. Like you always notice, like if you touch the kitchen wall, it's a bit greasy. It's not that smooth like the wall like in your bedroom or like in your sitting room kind of thing. So these are the spaces where you can see so many stuff which we cannot see from naked eye. You see the wall, but you cannot see what is growing on that wall. You can see the odor, you can smell the odor, but you really don't understand from where it is coming and why it is coming, right? Sometime, this is the thing, like I'm trying to set a scene so you can understand. Sometime you feel dizzy or tired or headache. And this headache, dizziness, tiredness, you try to relate something wrong with your physical body. But the answer is maybe not. Maybe during that time, certain type of bacteria, viruses load are very high where you are living. Certain kind of gases are very high, or certain kind of like odor, which is directly impacting you and make you sick. So as a microbiologist, I want to give you this particular concept that if you are feeling sick sometime inside your home, especially inside your home, inside a mall, means inside, like inside, right? Indoor situation. It is not necessary that you have a physical problem. This is the thing you have to remember. That's the whole world is missing right now. There's a possibility that certain kind of a smell, certain kind of like gases, or certain kind of bacteria, virus, or other stuff is affecting you. Okay, so that's how it's all about. People need to understand, right? So if you are feeling suddenly dizzy inside a mall, there's a situation that, okay, you may have some physical, there's also a kind of like a possibility that your surrounding has some kind of smell, odor, or gas, or some kind of like bacteria and viruses which is affecting your health immediately. It's a momentary kind of things, and that's go on. But today I want to focus your home, where you are living. I want to relate this kind of things from the corona pandemic and your home. Now, you know, like this is the first time in the history this is happening, that any virus became airborne. In microbiology, we have a theory, we call it superbug theory. Superbug theory means is a kind of like the end of the world theory. End of the world theory means like one day this world, the human population will disappear from the world, either from this, that, or one of is called superbug theory, like we will have a very large scale pandemic which wipe out billions of people from the world. And the concept of that theory is, definition of the superbug means the virus which can mutate very fast, which can change very fast, number one situation, and number two is if it can become airborne. Okay, that's what you have to understand. Why we are safe? We are safe because viruses do not survive out of the body. They always need a host. Different virus need different host. So like whether it is an animal or the human. So in the current scenario, SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 is a virus originated from the bat, and then from bat it transfer to the human body. The human body is a secondary host. So once it came to the human body, now it's transferring from human to human. So when it transferred from one human body to the another human body, in the past cases, there is only 3 hours or 2 hours or maybe like 48 hours of differences, or maybe like, let's say mostly 3 to 5 hours. Like within 3 to 5 hours, if nothing happened, then it's gone, because virus cannot survive anymore. And that's why we are safe. That is why so many viruses in the world, influenza, flu, and you name it, like there's thousands of different kind of viruses. We don't get sick because these viruses do not survive in air. This is the first time happen. Corona, this SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is causing COVID-19, become airborne. What does that mean? That in between one person to the second person, if you sneeze or if you do anything, this virus is coming out in your body and is staying in the air up to 8 to 9 days. So this is the thing everyone has to understand very seriously. That if the virus is staying 8 to 9 days, 6 days, 7 days in the air, right? So imagine that a person A who has this infection went to a supermarket and live in particular building, use a lift at 9 a.m. Okay, he went, he sneezed inside a lift, and then he went and regular thing going on. Then all the residents of that building, they started using this lift like 3 hours later, 1 day later, 2 days later. What is a general practice is the people are cleaning the button, like, okay, the button, they are sanitizing the button, but they are not sanitizing the air. If you don't sanitize the air, the virus are staying in the air for many, many days. So whether you go on the second day or third day or fourth day, you are still catching that virus. And this is the reason, like now, after 6 months, the whole world knows we have an indirect, this is called indirect transmission. So many people around the world is getting indirect transmission because it is airborne. That is why people are asking social distancing, staying at home, wear the mask. This becomes so much mandatory kind of thing, because we have learned that the survival of the virus become very much in the air. Now, why I call it invisible enemy? Because you can't see them. It's around you. You can't see them. They are floating. Many of them are floating. Many of them stick to your walls or your roofs, right? Mostly what we do, like, means we do the dusting at home. We do the dusting. No one do the dusting of the wall completely. It's like it's a kind of like a paintings or artifacts or like sofas or like basic thing. The dusting is like that. And then you clean the floor. So if you see the human practice on a daily basis do not involve cleaning of your roof, cleaning the wall of the houses, and cleaning the window properly on daily basis. This is like the thing. What you clean on a daily basis is the floor, right? And do a little bit dusting. So basically, if you see statistically, we are cleaning only 25% of our house every day. From the microbiological perspective, we are cleaning only 25% of the house, because we do not touch our roof. We like the ceiling, we do not touch the ceiling. We do not touch the high places. We do not touch the walls. We touch only what is within our access, right? So that's where all the virus and things over the years, they are keep accumulating, and they are like growing and growing and growing. So maybe there are hundreds and thousands. This is a surprising fact which people don't understand. There are hundreds and thousands of bacteria and viruses started living in your home. They started liking your home air, like the home condition, air condition, not the aircon, the overall conditions. For example, like, see, when you live at your home, your body adopted to certain kind of air temperature. So you or your family member, you guys adopt the temperature in your house, what comforts you. So when you are comforting yourself, this bacteria and viruses are also learning that comfort zone. That's where it is. So though you don't know, you are living in one house, say for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, okay, some of the virus and bacteria, they started living with you with that longer time period. And as they started living longer with you, they do not disappear. They become, it's very difficult to disappear. That is why these days we call disinfection. This is the word. We have to disinfect the home. We never do the disinfection of the home. It means like a complete sterilization. So complete sterilization do not exist in our day-to-day activities, in the human behavior. So the corona pandemic is one of the reasons why, because we do not have those kind of practice. But imagine that if you have a practice to disinfect your home once in a year, a complete sterilization of the home once in a year, that you make sure that any surface in any corner, in every inch of your house, you are killing all the bacteria, virus, and funguses which are growing. This is very important. My talk may sound a little bit strange to you, because this kind of information is not available in the public domain. But then there are certain things, as I'm showing you this again, right? This is such a wonderful book. And what is showing that is endangered brain. It means like we are so much at high risk that these days you notice one thing. I just wanted to give you some evidence over here. These days, if you meet a senior person, you will find so many people are suffering from dementia. Many of you, like when you want to remember something, it doesn't come out immediately. It takes some time to remember. We call it mental fog. These are the indications of, we call it bacterial and viral toxin. So far, the people is only talking about the chemical toxins inside indoor air. So they talk about different kind of like gases inside the thing, different kind of a smell. But what I want to touch over here is the biology. There are a lot of bacteria, virus, and fungus. Okay, bacteria, virus, and fungus, they are staying inside in our house. We can't see them, we can't feel them, but they are releasing a lot of different kind of toxic things, which is coming as a gas, as a smell to us, or as a chemical through our skin going inside. We are inhaling a lot of this stuff on a daily basis without knowing it. And over the time period, it becomes a kind of a chronic condition inside us. So this is the thing everyone need to understand very clearly. It's a very serious situation. What is that serious situation? What I'm saying over here, that your house may look beautiful, but you don't know how many bacteria and viruses are and fungus are living with you. So you have to ask a question with you, that suppose you have a 4 family member and 5 family member, or 10 family member, 2 or 1, doesn't matter. But how many thousands family member in form of bacteria, virus, and fungus, these 3 things are living with you for how many years, you don't know, right? This is number 1. So who are living with you, you don't know. Where they are living, you don't know. But usually, like, see, they are into like a roof, they are into wall, any kind of surface, even they are floating in the air. You see like a lot of like the black spots in your bathroom sometime like that, right? You can see a lot of small black spot. Like there's a lot of stuff. It's very difficult to identify you have that, but it's there. So this is the first question, that you are not alone. You have so many stuff with you. These 3 things, again repeating: fungus, bacteria, and viruses. Number 2, for how many years they are living with you, you don't know. Number 3, how dangerous they are. Are they able to cause you any disease? Are they able to cause you brain damage? Are they able to cause your quality of life by reducing your neurological efficiency? Neurological efficiency, we call like, have you heard about, it's called senior syndrome? Have you heard about senior syndrome? Okay, the senior syndrome, like a reflection, like say, suppose something happened, we immediately reflect. We are usually very sharp, right? That someone asks you some question or try to interact with you, and you immediately try to react or respond. So what happened, like when our neurological things like get damaged through the different kind of toxins, this response get delayed. Okay, we get a slow response. We don't understand what the person is saying to us, and we get a bit slow down into that. That's the indication. So it's many people, this particular indication relate with the aging. So what I'm saying, there's a lot of biology involved here. It's not a aging. There's a lot of like bacteria, viruses, fungus creating certain kind of toxins. These toxins are going inside your body, is damaging your lung, is damaging your brain, is damaging your immunity, is damaging your organ, but in a very slow speed. It may take like 10 to 15 years by the time you realize. Okay, so these are the invisible things which you are living with us. Now, another question you ask, what kind of damage they can do? So I want to put a very important focus right now. In the corona time, yes, many people are having like they are asthmatic. Asthmatic is why? It's not because of only certain lung problem, but also like a lot of like a fungus or molds in or dust or many things in the air which we take it. This is about the asthma. But I want to put like a main focus on brain. You know, like means doesn't matter what happened to us. If our brain is no more sharp, our quality of life deteriorate very fast. That's what everyone has to understand. Your whole energy or your intelligence or your quality of life is your brain. It all depends on how sharp and how active your brain is working, like your brain is all about. Now, what happened, like these are the brain damage. So again, putting this, read the title, what is called endangered brain. Endangered brain means like scientists around the world now, they are worried that our brain is endangered, right? Like it's attacked. It's attacked by many other things, but like one of the main thing is attack from inside. What is the definition is attack from inside? That you have this invisible microbe sitting inside in your home who every day giving you an unknown invisible dose of toxins to you, which you unknowingly inhaling every day. Okay, so the sharpness of the brain start reducing. So dementia is all about a short-term memory loss. If you meet a people who have dementia, in dementia the people remember what they have done in their childhood or what they have done 10 years back or 20 years back. But what they don't remember is immediately what they have done. And these days, if you can meet many people, even at the age of 65, started having a progressive dementia. Okay. So this is one of the example I try to establish by establishing the indoor air quality. People never talk about indoor air quality, so there are people talking about so many other subjects and making other cause for the dementia. But I'm trying to relate this dementia with biotoxins. So the key word I'm using today is the biotoxins. Have you heard about red tide? Red tide. The red tide in the sea, when the whole water become red and it kill like thousands and thousands of fishes, right? The whole water become red. So that called red tide is nothing but certain kind of algae, okay, which grow in a very high density and create a lot of toxins. And these toxins basically immediately have an impact on fishes. So what I mean to say, we know about chemicals. You heard about fertilizer, you heard about like colors, preservatives, so many stuff. A lot of these biological toxins, the chemical toxins, fertilizer, pesticide. We all say, hey, like we have to keep away from these chemicals, let's go organic. But today I want to put you the another angle here is biological toxins. No one talk about biological toxins. Biological toxins are released by bacteria, viruses, and like fungus, algae, you name it. Is a lot of studies being done. Now, because it's a very high scientific area, I don't know why it is not very much into the public domain. People don't talk very much in the public domain. So today's seminar or webinar, I would take this opportunity to introduce this term called biotoxin. You can Google it, you can find a little bit, but it's a very big topic and it's a topic of the future. In healthcare, I want to explain you in this way. In healthcare, there's a lot of progress happened. The first progress happened in healthcare was the surgery. Surgery was a very big thing in healthcare. Okay. Now they have like managed to like overcome with like the latest technology of the surgery. So surgery, any kind of surgery is no more is a big deal now. Okay, surgery is done. Second was a very big thing in medical science is a cancer. They come so close, and now they got the momentum. So like you can see, like they struggle for last 60-70 years, but like the way the progress is going on for last 10 years, we got the momentum. So in next 5-10 years, you will see like an exponential growth on the cancer kind of thing. So it's all about you need to get the momentum. So the third coming big thing in the medical science is the mental health. Okay, why? Because people are living longer. And when the people are living longer, we have to deal with this 3-4 major thing. One is a dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson. Okay, these are the major one. But with that, like there's a sleeping disorder, there's an anxiety, there's a panic attack, like the whole era, like the whole set of like the mental disorders, right? So if all these things goes together, even we are living longer, we do not have the quality of the life, right? So in the Corona pandemic time period, we are talking a lot about Corona, but today we thought like, okay, give you this new angle to understand, because people are talking about quarantine, people talking about stay at home. Okay, stay at home, people talking about social distancing. So the point came in my mind like, okay, people are staying at home, people are going out. People are going out, the logic is very clear, they can get infected with coronavirus with the other people. But what about the people, those who are staying at your home or staying at home, not going out? So the idea is you also have to understand about the indoor air quality, which you cannot see. So that's what I'm trying to give you a little bit like a superficial angle today, that learn about the indoor air quality, and especially biological indoor air quality. Everyone talk, you can get a lot of information on internet about the chemical indoor air quality, like this kind of gases is bad, this kind of smell is bad, and all those kind of things. But what you cannot see much is the biological indoor quality. The reason is very simple, that our group of scientists, we are microbiologists. And in microbiology, most of the people who are dealing with the diseases directly inside a hospital, we call them the clinical microbiologists. But we are more like into microbial ecology. What is the definition of microbial ecology? Means when the virus is not inside in your body, virus is out, or virus or bacteria are outside of your body, and how they can interact with the environment. This is very important, right? So whether it is Corona or COVID-19 pandemic, or whether it is day-to-day, think about like before Corona time period. You may have find many moments inside your home that someday you wake up in the morning and you may be not feeling very good, or maybe like little bit tired, or like little bit like the headache or nausea, like so many things like that. But you know, the interesting part here is we all relate this, oh, something wrong maybe with our body. That's what I'm trying to say. No, open this new option and try to see, because we know we have a lot of this diagnostic symptom over here, that if the disease, if this virus and bacteria are living inside your home for so many years, and if they are releasing biotoxins, and certain level of the toxins is very high, right? You can get a lot of these kind of symptoms. So by understanding, because I'm keeping it superficial, so by understanding this, I want to enter into the next point. The next point is the way we clean our floor, the way we take care of our body. Once in a year or twice in a year, you need to clean or disinfect your home completely as well. Your closet as well. You know, like means how many times you really open your closet and try to disinfect the air inside the closet. Okay, because it's a closet, like it's a textile. It's providing the surface. So in home, wherever a surface is provided, wherever the surface is provided, this bacteria, virus, and fungus grows very nicely. Okay. Now, I want to give a parallel example so you can understand. You know the dental disease called the gingivitis. Yeah. Pyorrhea. Or you heard about the pyorrhea, gingivitis. Have you heard about the gum disease called gingivitis? Yeah. Please raise the hand if you heard about, so at least I know. Or if you know, then I don't know. Okay. So what is this? It's a very simple thing. There's a lot of bacteria which is coming and finding our gum or tooth a perfect place, and they are growing inside, right? So when you even brush, you can't see because you can see your teeth is very clear. One of the a very good example to understand, the gum disease or the gingivitis are the inside in the root of the tooth. So your upper side of the tooth are very clear, so you can see the nice teeth, but inside it's growing till it become very bad. And then when you have a pain and all those kind of things, then you understand. So this is one of the example that how slowly these microbes grow and create a trouble after some time. I'm giving two examples. This is very interesting. Everyone has to understand. Corona kind of things, and many other flu and other stuff, it's like a fast killer or fast infectious diseases. They have 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 40 days at the max. So they come very fast, do their job, and they disappear very fast. But then there is another kind of like microbes. They come and they grow very slowly over the time period, years and years, and you even don't come to know about it. Okay. And then they create this kind of like diseases. So gingivitis, like the gum disease is one of the example. HIV is another example. HIV doesn't happen overnight. The HIV virus go inside, live there years and years before it develop into AIDS, right? So this is the two things very clearly, if everyone understand that the microbes, or let's say virus here or bacteria, has a two kind of action. One is a fast one. The corona is the fast one, and the HIV is the slow one, right? So indoor air quality, I'm trying to relate with three things now by putting all together. One, you see corona. We know like the coronavirus airborne. If you have so many virus and bacteria inside home, and even you are staying at home, but your air quality is not good, they're giving a kind of a support to the coronavirus to grow with them. That's what people need to understand. So disinfection of the air is very, very important. Very important. Second is this air, this indoor bacteria and viruses, they release certain kind of biotoxins, which you inhale or it come in contact with your skin for years and years. And they are doing the slow damage to your brain, your lung, and other thing. You think it's aging, or you think it's like a medical problem. It's not like that. It's a kind of like your indoor air quality. And the very interesting thing is, if you disinfect your indoor air, it disappear, all those kind of things. One of the very interesting thing I want to share, which I forgot, actually it came in my mind. If you keep your indoor air clean, I guarantee that you will never get a headache in your life. You never get a kind of like a sleeping disorder. You never get a memory loss. This we call the 3 golden points. Okay, that you can never get a memory loss. You can never get a sleeping problem. Okay, these are like really, really, and you never get a headache. Okay, so the idea here is very simple. There's a lot of disinfectant available in the market, a lot, many of them. You don't have to hire a specialized disinfection company or all those kind of things, because it's not an industry, it's your home. It's just like you put like in a vapor, the bottle kind of thing, and you can spray like in an air inside your room. It's as simple as this. It works, you know, because looking at the today's situation, many people have a senior citizens at home. Many people have people with like pre-disease condition, for example, heart or liver or kidney kind of things. Many people are on immunosuppressant drugs. Means there are certain kind of disease where you have to keep your immunity low deliberately kind of thing. But all this kind of things is increasing your risk of COVID-19 in this particular pandemic. So this is like a basic outline and a sketch on the surface. We are going to run a series of this seminar on indoor air quality. Today, I just like touch on the surface area. I didn't go into detail like what kind of virus, what kind of bacteria, what kind of fungus cause what kind of diseases, what kind of like mental problems happen to us, what is the solution. So these will be on an upcoming seminar. We'll deal with this topic one by one, because every topic has its own very detailed, right? So I hope you understand very generalized. I'm summarizing that. I give one message over, I gave like few messages over here. My message number one was like the way you maintain other hygiene, indoor air quality hygiene is equally important. There's so many microbes are living with you. You can't see them. They are living many years with you. They release the biotoxins. These biotoxins can damage your lung, your brain, and many things like that. So you have to pay attention to it. Secondly, biological indoor air quality is very important, because we only focus on the chemical indoor quality. And we always talk about like, this is the cancer causing chemical, this color is not good, this preservative is not good, and all those kind of things. But what I talk today, no one talk about it, right? But it's equally playing the significant role in our health today. So these are like the things I touch on a talk today. So I like to stop my talk here, and would like to give you some opportunity to you. If you have certain question, we can interact a little bit. So I hope, Veena, you can take the floor and manage some of the questions so I can answer. And thank you very much.
Good. So thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay. There are a number of questions people have asked over here. So one question is, what do you say about air purifiers? Do they work?
Not really. So that's what it is. Like what happened, like everything is tested based on the particle size. So when people, this is the thing I think like in a development of the science will come, unless a mechanical engineer or physicist work with a microbiologist, they cannot create a complete air purifier, because air purifier can clean something which is floating in the air, but it cannot clean something which is stick to your roof or ceiling or the wall. And technically we call it biofilm. Biofilm is that is why I give the example of this like gum disease. Gum disease is nothing but the biofilm. Once the bacteria and viruses stick to the ceiling, the wall, the air con, it's really difficult to remove. So air filter works only with the floating particles, not with the stick particles.
So even though we actually do some deep cleaning, maybe once a year, twice a year, we take a napkin, some home spray and start cleaning the ceilings and stuff, it will not help.
No, it doesn't help actually. Like means is because we do in a very casual way, like we never pay like a serious attention, and it's not a fault of the people because this subject, like when, as I said, like this subject was never talked in detail very much among the people because mostly the focus was on the chemical hazards. Okay, so the chemical hazard was so much around us that somehow the biological hazards people forgot to talk about it. So here, when Corona pandemic happened, it's a reminder for the people to see like, hey, you need to pay attention to the biological hazard as well. It's not the chemical hazard alone cannot solve your problem. So the Corona pandemic is one of the best example to give why so many people are still getting infected. So one of the answer is that what you are saying, that half of the people may be getting infected outside, but half of the people definitely getting infected inside because their indoor air quality or their apartments where they are living, the lift they are using, the mall they are all must be infected.
So what's the solution? Because somebody over here is asking, what kind of cleaning would you recommend?
Okay, so is actually what happened like there, as I said, there's a lot of things which people use to clean. So there's a large scale cleaning, there's a small scale cleaning. One of the very popular example I would like to give, which many people may remember, during this 9/11 in US. After that, there was the before or after there was anthrax bacteria attack. There was it's a very well-known kind of thing. It's anthrax bacteria, right? It was attacked, so like it can cause a disease to the people. This is one of the very good example of the biological indoor air quality. So uh, uh, whether they live inside or outside, they can damage and they can kill the human being. So anthrax is one was that one was one of the example, and they use this ClO2 gas to kill that bacteria. So chlorine dioxide. So chlorine dioxide is a very like economical solution, but it's a better alternate of the ozone and chlorine, because they use either chlorine or they use ozone. Like a lot of these solutions are there, but then everything has a side effect. So these days they are learning more about this chlorine dioxide, which do not have any side effect, because as a result they do not create a further cancer causing chemical like that. So I think like most widely used stuff is chlorine dioxide right now around the world.
Does anybody have a question to ask? So Dilip, I see you've written a question. How do you clean the walls and ceilings? Is that the question? Yeah, so Dilip has a question saying, how do you then clean the walls and ceilings?
Okay, Dilip. So usually what happen like these days, like a lot of people, they use a steamer, you know, like means you can put the liquid inside a steamer and keep the steamer on. So the steam can go and distribute to all your like air space inside your house. And because the steamer has this, the water vapor with it, right? So it usually like soften the surface if they are connected, or very hard surface like that. And ClO2, like right now, many people are using a steamer as one of the thing, but a steamer is not a only solution, but like you can also spray. You can spray the surface, but then you switch on the steamer for a few hours.
Okay.
Yeah, because in home, I'm not talking about the industrial cleaning. Industrial cleaning and industrial disinfection is a different kind of things. Here is more like how you manage the domestic kind of things, like the way you made domestic thing in your home, you can do something very easily. So the idea is like why I'm trying to say this, because you see, like most of the cleaning, they have bleaches. And bleach is actually not very good for our body. If you can see, if you're exposed to bleach again for like a very longer time period, because right now the pandemic is going on, right? So then we have to clean the house every day. We have to really keep the very high hygiene standard. If we are using bleach every day, the smell from the bleach, as I said, the odor is also affecting our brain, is also affecting our lung. So daily kind of like once in a week kind of things, or 2 times in a week on the low concentration, that's what we use the bleaches, but again, it is on the surface. But if we spray bleach on the air, think about it, it's not very good because we are inhaling it, right? So we have to use something in the air. Even we inhale, it should not like affect our health. And that's why like ClO2 is something, when you use the steam, and then you don't inhale that much, like means it is in the safety limit kind of thing. So we have to see the safety also. It's not about cleaning. Or you close your house and you disinfect and you come back after 2-3 hours, something like that. So there's so many things out there.
So somebody's asking, where do you buy the ClO2, and is it through supermarkets?
So there's so many people out there. I don't know, like means maybe like Veena can give, like Veena has a lot of products in her wellness center. Or like means I could see Lillian is also here. I don't know, like means other people I can realize, like Dilip, you are also know, like means it's everywhere actually, like, you know, like.
So ClO2 will be available very soon at Naveda Wellness, because it is, as Dr. Sanjay says, that it's a safer version to use. So Naveda strongly believes in selling anything that is safe and natural as possible. So, and because Dr. Sanjay is our in-house scientist who audits safety standards, so we will make it available very soon at Naveda as well.
Yeah, I think like I recommend the ClO2. Like it's a good product, and I think like in house we have like right now Lillian also, like she's using it for quite some time. I tested it, and Dilip, like you should also test it, and because you see, like it's all about like learning from testing, and the logic here is very simple. Logic here, what I said, do not use anything which create your brain damage or lung damage, or like had a side effect on your body. So the safety is very, very important. And that's what happened like right now, because the corona fear is going on. I would say corona fear. And because of the corona fear, there are so many products in the market. People are not reading the label very carefully. They're simply jumping, and they're the panicking kind of thing. So they are just like buying any kind of product without learning the product. So my request to all of you is, before you buy any kind of product, this is the very important time period that you must read the label. You must know. In fact, like we can have another seminar about how to buy the product, how to read the label is very important. You cannot go and simply buy the product. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also heard from a lot of people that because they've been spraying so much alcohol or something that's too concentrated, whether it's using Dettol, they've been getting a lot of roughness in their hands. Their hands have become rough. They've been getting allergies from that. So is that common?
Yeah, of course. That is why it's alcohol, right? Like, like suppose there is no corona, like think about 2019 or like before that, like how many times you use your hand with alcohol every day? Hardly, right? And suddenly like there's so much exposure of the body to all the things which we were not used to. So this is the major difference. Like we are suddenly using so many stuff which never came in contact with our body. So we have to be extremely careful. Like means I'm sure like many people must be getting the skin allergies. Many people are getting the skin irritation. Many people like using even the bleach and other stuff in the clothes. So through your clothes also you are getting a different kind of thing. So this variety of allergy is a very, very common. Yeah, it's not something. So that is why, okay, so the bottom line here is we have to use something which is very safe. We cannot use something like which is like really has a side effect.
So somebody is asking, what about pets? So what about pets? So
yeah, yeah, it's very interesting actually. We have done research and we find out like ClO2 actually also there's certain concentration. I don't remember that concentration right now. We can find out. Within that particular concentration is very much safe for the pets as well, very much. So it's very popular for the pet hygiene. In fact, like in order to remove the odor from the pet body, they use the ClO2. Yeah.
So somebody is saying, in fact, they're asking, can the pets damage the air quality?
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, see, pets' skin, basically what happened, they really have like a lot of impact on the air quality. Yes, that's very much true. So that is why the hygiene of the pets is very important, and everyone knows about it, those who are the pet owners, because again, there are many, many factors inside the home. Today, I didn't touch those topics. Means pet is one of them. Even your clothes can increase the bacterial load in the body inside your house. That's the people don't know, even the clothes. So there are a lot of factors which increase the indoor bacterial and viral load inside the body, inside the air, in-house air. So these are the things we'll talk some other time. Today I touch on the surface to just make this topic aware that if you can't see something around you, like right now, all of you are visible to me, I am visible to you, but what we can see the wall, we can see like, okay, our surrounding, but can we see some bacteria and viruses around us? No. So how we study, we basically take the air sample and we have to go in the lab and we have to put everything under the microscope, and then only we know like what is around our air. So yes, I would say like there is a technical process by which we can do the indoor air quality assessment. Okay, so in indoor air quality assessment, we can find out like what kind of different microbes you are living with. Okay, and based on that, the solution can be provided also. Then we can give the concentration, because like some people like very good, they keep the window open, they have the cross ventilation, they have the nice air coming. I think like these houses are much better than someone who close the window and keep the aircon very high all the time and everything is very close. Some people have a heavy curtain, the curtain is always there, so behind the curtain there's a lot of things over there. So there's so many things there. Yeah, many things there.
So that means having the air conditioning on the whole day is not a good idea.
No way. That's one of the reason like Hong Kong has a very high rate of asthma in this city. Yeah, because it increase the humidity, and it allow a dust and all these microparticles to go inside you. Like it's a very you give the comfort zone to grow them basically.
So basically, as we know that it's summertime, it's very, very hot. People need to turn on the ACs, but it's very equally important to make sure that we are regularly cleaning the filters, right? Otherwise, when we're turning them on, we're actually, we think we're enjoying the coolness, but actually there's a lot of bacteria that's coming out.
That's very true, and people don't pay attention to it. So like, I don't know, like means all of you need to check like when you clean your air con filter last time, like it's same like changing your toothbrush, when you change your toothbrush last time, right? So there are so many things, is like a fast moving. So I always say in a fun, like, hey, you should be changing something more important than your iPhone or your phone or gadget rather than, right? So these days the people like have this kind of tendency to change the car, change the phone, change the materialistic stuff, but not changing the necessity things which make your health better, right? So it's a question for everyone to ask themselves, like, okay, when you change your toothbrush last time, when you change your air filter last time, when you clean your refrigerator last time. So these are the important, and not only the refrigerator, inside the refrigerator, when you keep like the bottles or other stuff, one of the things is very important is, and it happen in every household, you will find, if you open your refrigerator, you will find 1 or 2 items minimum, which is there for maybe 8 months, 9 months, or 1 year, and you never use, but it is still there. So this is like a kind of like our research survey. You try, and in every home, this problem is there, that we actually keep many stuff inside our refrigerator, even we don't use. Okay. These kind of stuff is put the pressure on the refrigerator. They have to work hard, the ammonia and like the whole, it's a lot of science. I don't want to go into the science, but the idea is the refrigerator is to keep the fresh item fresh for a few days, not to like keep the items for there for years and months like that. So another thing, always remember that please roll or like consume your refrigerator item. Don't keep anything more than 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months at the
But
most.
I want to ask a question, because I also see a lot of people freezing their things, and they feel by freezing their foods, they can keep it for a long time. Some people even freeze their food so that they can have it after 6 months, after 1 year. They feel by freezing the food, you know, they're okay. Is that true?
See, technically it is right, but like all the gadgets which are available in the market, right? So the refrigerator is made as a refrigerator. The main component of the refrigerator is to maintain somewhere around 4 degrees Celsius, and they have a small freezer which can like have the ice, like you can maximum keep the water cold or ice or something like that. But the freezer you're talking about is a different technology, and those technology to inbuilt into the regular home appliances is not that easy. So the gadgets which are available to freeze is not that efficient one. Okay, so that is why again this is putting the load, because you see, like when you go to the shopping supermarket, okay, you don't get a refrigerator, you got a freezer, the brick freezer, right? All those the cold frozen stuff are put inside there. So the idea is they work up to minus 180 degrees Celsius, or usually like around minus 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, they go up to that. Our domestic home appliances doesn't go that. Like it's like a minus few degree, like 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree at the most. So yeah, but keeping the freezing item is not a good solution in the cold countries. Like in temperate countries, people do because of their way of life. But we, those who are living in the warmer place, definitely should avoid this practice. You know, that's not good.
Because are they still also growing bacteria in there? Because it doesn't have that kind of freezing point?
No, it's not about bacteria. It's like put a different kind of load on the things. Like, as I said, I'm putting like the 3 things in a combination, that bacteria, virus, like microbes, gases, and odor. These are the 3 things inside our things. These 3 together support each other in a different things, right? And then have like when they support each other, they have the different kind of result out. So what I mean to say, like if you don't keep your refrigerator nicely and clean and maintain your refrigerator, it increases the load on the refrigerator, which because it's ammonia based. You have ammonia leakage, and ammonia affects your lung. Refrigerator air con is also ammonia based. These are the things people need to know. The refrigerator, we have 2 things in our home which is ammonia based. One is the refrigerator, and second is the air con. Both are ammonia based. And if there is a load and the leakage of ammonia is not good for the lung. Like it's a very clear, well-known thing, like inhaling ammonia damage the lung. So a lot of this kind of stuff, yeah.
Okay, good. So does anybody have any last question before we close for the day? Anybody?
I can see some people here on the screen. There's a Geeta here. There is Pramila here. Dilip, you are in the many screen, Dilip.
There's Sangeeta ji, there's Sangeeta, another Sangeeta, Pramola's from Dubai, Lillian, Geeta.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. It was very enlightening to hear you. Is always enlightening.
It is Sangeeta, right? Hi, Sangeeta.
Yes, I'm not able to view. I don't know, like my videos just got cut, but I'm able to listen to you very clearly.
Okay, thank
So
you.
thank you and good night once again.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Doctor.
All right, so thank you so much, everybody. We will keep having such series to educate you all. Like we said, Naveda actually offers a lot of these kind of webinars and seminars to educate, empower, inspire people to live life consciously, to live life safe, to live life with safety and as much as possible naturally. All right, so till we can come back live, having our live seminars, we will continue to have such live webinars and we'll keep educating and informing you all and hope to see you all soon at our physical space in Chimsachoy if you're in Hong Kong. All right, so if you have any questions, please do write to us. I'm available on WhatsApp. We are on Facebook. Like us so that you'll be updated of all our information.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye. Thank you, Navida. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveda. Thank you, Veena. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Sanjay.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you still in Bombay?
No, yeah, we are still, but I think we'll slowly run and back.
Yeah,
to
you're
Barcelona.
trying to get your flight back to Spain?
Yeah. Just waiting to go back. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I just wrote to you on the, in your WhatsApp because I didn't know how to write. He has told a book called Endangered Brain.
Yeah.
Can you just Endangered Brain, but who's the author? Can you just send me? Try
Yeah.
to get the book.
I will find out and I'll send you the information.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Say hi to Lal.
I will.
Okay.